Welcome to Less House More Moola podcast. I'm Laura Lynch, a certified financial planner professional and your host. For me, alternative or tiny living is more than just a lifestyle of minimalism or lower cost housing. It allows me to live a life aligned with my values. And as of October 2024, it also allowed us to become 100% debt and mortgage free. If you are looking for alternatives to the conventional path because you want to be more financially resilient and kinder to the earth, you have found the right podcast. So hit that subscribe button because new episodes are out every Thursday. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Less House More Moola podcast. Thanks for joining me this week. This is episode 100. So 100 episodes is a lot of great conversations. It's a lot of great concepts. It's been a really fun journey chatting about alternative living, talking about tiny living, talking about my experience and others, folks on wheels, folks permanently placed, all kinds of great professionals in the space and the work that they're doing, creating a alternative to the American dream for all of us as an option. It's great to have options in life. Far too easily we are shoehorned into a single path that may not work well for us, especially in this moment in history when jobs are not including a lifetime pension and our institutions seem to be a little shaky. Things are more expensive, really a lot more expensive. And we're trying to figure out how we create resilience and sustainability for ourselves. To that end, this week we are in Colorado. And so for those of you watching on YouTube, if you take a glance at your screen, you can see the scenery behind me. I feel a little bit like one of those folks on safari reporting on the wild animals. In this case, since we've been here for a couple of days, the most wild animals that I have seen has been a rodent. Normally, I see a lot of deer or elk on my walks, but we've been so focused on working that I actually haven't been on quite enough walks since we've been here. Lots of beautiful birds, though. It is spring and amazingly beautiful here in South Central Colorado. If you missed it, on episode 88, Eric and I talk about this property and our plans for it. We are here working on the existing structure, the cabin that was on the property when we purchased it. It had been more or less uninhabited for 10 years, and so just a lot of work. We've been deconstructing and deconstructing and deconstructing. And every time we feel like we're at that place where we can turn around and start reconstructing, we have to deconstruct some more. We find another issue, another thing that needs to be resolved. And so it's kind of an exercise in patience and an exercise in being in the journey, because it's really easy to get impatient and want to move forward with the really fun parts like framing and finishes and lighting and all those things. But we have to get to the root of the problems and solve those problems before we can feel good that the structure is livable and going to be in a good position for the long term. And as I think about this, I realize this is kind of an analogy for many other parts of our life right now in these times, that it's easy for us to Band-Aid or maybe get to some sort of quick solution when we haven't really gotten at the heart of the issue. And for many of us, the heart of the issue is having the capability to make sure that we can take care of ourselves and live a healthy and resilient life where we can navigate challenges, where we're in a good position to make sure that we have the basics that we need and that we're able to continue to have those basics no matter what happens, ups and downs. So creating a strong foundation for our life is really an important part of the work that I hope we're doing in our choosing of an alternative lifestyle. So here I am. You can see the mountains behind me if you're watching on YouTube, and the cottonwood trees in the creek bed, and the beautiful, beautiful dirt that I'm super excited to put some seeds into and see with a little water what we can get to grow here in this beautiful soil in the southern Rocky Mountains. This week, this episode is going to be quite short. I don't have a guest lined up, and we're here primarily focused on working on this project. But I didn't want to leave you hanging this week. Just wanted to give you a little insight into what's going on. Next week, I'll also be here continuing on with work. Hopefully, there will be more progress to report than the last couple of days of deconstructing and deconstructing. Hopefully, by next week, there will be some coming back from all of the problem sourcing and fixing of the heart of the problems here. I hope that you will come back next week to hear what progress we have made. I didn't even want to show you what's going on in the cabin right now because it is really a serious mess. So I'm recording this from outside in the sunshine on the Ranger, where you can just see the beautiful nature, because what's going on in the house is kind of a hot mess. So anyway, thank you for joining me on Less House More Moola podcast, episode 100, continuing on with you on this journey to alternative and tiny living, and considering all of the implications about how we create our safety for the future, our resilience for the future, our comfort and low risk lifestyle, so that we can really just do the biggest and most impactful things while we're on this wild and precious journey that we're on. Less House More Moola podcast is created, hosted, and produced by me, Laura Lynch, here in my tiny house. I'm so grateful to you for being along on this journey with me. We are not alone in wanting to live a life that is more gentle on our earth and provides us with financial freedom. So when you have a conversation with someone else considering what alternatives are out there, make sure you share this podcast with them. Let's bring them along with us. Please see the show notes for an important disclosure regarding the Tiny House Advisor LLC in this episode.